WBXO Classic Rock Redefined, a special edition on the Pat Show today. One of the greatest vocalists in the history of rock, lead singer of Slaughter, our good friend back on the phone, Mark Slaughter. Hey, Mark, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing really good, Pat. It's another day. All is good.
All is great and all is good with Mark Slaughter. He is on the road, as he's always on the road, and he's heading over here to New York this Wednesday at the Space in Westbury, Long Island, and on Friday at the Turning Zone in Verona with Great White, no less. And he's back on October 21st on Sunday over here in Mohegan Sun. Let me tell you, Mark, halfway there, as a guy that can play your music and anybody's music, certainly non-controlled, I want to give you, I'll call it a report card since it's been released over a year ago. Let me give you the Pat report card from here in New York, and I think you'll be excited to hear. Obviously, Hey You, I've been playing over a year. It's a rock anthem. It's a killer. And you hit the ball out of the park. You hit the ball out of the park with a whole album, I gotta say. Very solid album. But the other... So I kind of mixed it up over the year, and I threw in 3 other songs, and 2 are really getting a lot of great feedback, but one, everybody just is like, wow. So, are you ready?
Yeah, what's that?
Supernatural is getting really good feedback, a great song. Forevermore is getting good feedback, another great song. But the one that hits home with everybody, and I gotta say it hits home with me as well, is Not Here. Because I think there's a lot of people that can, that has that feeling, that knows that loved one. I watched you take your last breath tonight, and I lost my mom, got to be 13 years ago, and I could relate to that. And a lot of our listeners are going, wow, now that song hits home. So that's my 1-year report card for you. What do you think?
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's the bottom line is when you write music from the heart and it resonates with people, then you know that you're on to the right thing. Music is the soundtrack to all of our lives, and that was certainly a very difficult thing that I went through, obviously what you went through, but a lot of people have that same experience, and as time goes, we all go through that. So I think that's one thing I've learned out of all the music, and obviously I do the party anthems and all that stuff in what I do, but real life and real music of where we've been is certainly what I try to strike in the heart chord. Yeah,
I mean, you're able to put it down on paper and then also translate it musically of what I'm sure everybody, almost everybody, probably been through something of that situation. And when you are singing that line, I'm watching you take your last breath tonight, it gives you goosebumps. And first time I played it, I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm that lyric guy. I want to close my eyes. I want to understand the story. And then the more I kept playing it, and then the listeners, when you get the feedback going, I know you love Hey You, and these other songs are great, but this one, and I said, next time I got to keep a note. I know we'll get Mark back on the phone, and I know he'll be excited to get the feedback from what people are thinking of the album.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's to me, it's just mind-boggling about how when you write something that when you make music and it becomes, like I said, it becomes a part of people's lives. That's when I feel like I've actually done my job as an entertainer to connect. And again, it's a connection between the music and the universe and how it all goes together is really how I see it.
There you go.
So I appreciate that report card, and all's been good. All is good.
Excellent. Yeah, I know you would be happy to hear that, because if you impact one person on one song, I always say, you did your job. And here in New York, where I'm able to place so much diverse new music mixed with some classics to keep everybody on their toes. And then when you get the feedback of that, I go, that's way too important not to share with you, the musician, the songwriter, and what have you. I know you write all your songs, the songwriting process. What's your favorite part of the process, Mark, besides the finished product? I mean, what do you find the most satisfying?
Well, honestly, the most satisfying thing is exactly what you just said. Yeah. When it resonates to people. You know, because I don't just write music for myself. I mean, sometimes it is therapeutic in doing that. But ultimately, if you write something that connects with people, where they go, man, that's totally, I get it. I've been there, and I'm there. Or it's really cool to be a part again, to be a part of somebody else's story, because that story becomes their own.
Yep, no doubt. Hey, the one thing that stands out, and I didn't ask you last year about the album, is the incredible artwork on the cover. That's a great job.
Yeah, Tom from the label got a hold of Sam Sheridan, and we had a kind of a concept of it, and then he took off and made it almost a photorealism. It's just, I just love the record cover. It just has I think everybody can relate to it in one way or another. Whether you're looking at good and evil or just the makeup of a human being. It's right there.
There you go. Hey, I had last week an exciting week. Speaking of great rock vocalists as yourself, I was fortunate to talk to Paul Rogers of Free and Bad Company. I talked the other day to Glenn Hughes. And I always ask, what's the secret? You guys have this great, magnificent voice and have had it and still have it for all these years. What's the measures that you take, Mark, to prevent any damage to your vocal cords? And I'll share with you some of the, if it's not the same, I'll share with you some of the feedback that they provided me.
Well, everybody is told by every voice doctor that you're supposed to have 8 hours of sleep.
Well, that's number one. Bing!
Yeah, I don't abide by that always because of our travel schedules, etc. But that's number one. Hydration is key. If your vocal cords if you don't have moisture in your vocal cords, then they stick together and you don't have a voice. So that's the other.
There's two.
And the other side of it is you just have to, just know that there's, again, reflux and all the other things that people can get just from eating the wrong things or peppers that might, come up and indigest. And you have to avoid that. And the worst thing of all is talking.
The worst thing of all is talking?
Yes, because if you talk incorrectly, then what happens is it actually, your cords rub together more when you talk, and they're more controlled when you sing.
Gotcha.
And that is actually what is true. Most people do more damage from talking. I should say talking incorrectly is the key. You just have to know how to do that right. So it all adds up.
Yeah.
So what did they say?
Well, no, you're right on. They all agree you got to get at least 8 hours of sleep. At least. I mean, Glenn says even on the tour bus, he's got special devices. He's got the eye cover. They guys are in and out of the bus, and he has no idea. He has to get the at least 8 hours of sleep, breathing, eating properly, exercising. I don't think maybe they were getting towards the part of the talking part. I mean, what you just said makes a lot of sense, but a lot of rest, taking care of yourself, eating properly, healthy exercise, avoiding the non-necessary food. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm like, wow, what are the chances of talking to three of the greatest vocalists in rock history? But yeah, you all share the same, that same process because you could damage it easily. I mean, you're not a screamer, and you got to take care of it to keep doing what you're able to do. So.
Right. Well, and I've been doing this a lot less time than those guys have. But I've been doing this for professionally for 30 years now, 30 plus years. So that right there, to me, I look at the pinch me moment and just go, I can't believe I've been doing it for that long. I was 21, 22 years old with Vinnie Vincent back in the day when I got my lucky break to go open for Alice Cooper and Iron Maiden. So I was a young pup amongst legendary people. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you mentioned, I remember the whole Vinnie Vincent thing, and I don't want to dwell into that, but you were really selected as a guitarist, if I'm correct, and then really your vocals stood out. And now I don't know how much you really get the chance to play guitar as much as maybe you want to, being the lead vocalist with having Jeff there in the band. How does that work for you anymore?
Well, it's funny because I love playing guitar. I probably love it more than singing, but as an entertainer, the most important part that you can do is be that lead singer. For some reason, people identify more than the lead singer's right there as opposed to a guitar player. So it's just a different type of dynamic, whether it be, Paul Rogers or Mick Jagger or Robert Plant or whoever it is who's right up front, man, you're on it, you see it. And, Bruce Dickinson, for instance, is very, very good control of a crazy crowd. I mean, just great. He's all over his game. And those are the things that I learned that you really can't do with the guitar. I mean, Paul Stanley's done it. There are chosen few, but not many. And so I don't know. I kind of go back and forth between lead vocalist and playing lead guitar. I usually like to do that in my leisure more than play live because there is a difference.
Right.
There's a difference in the there is. As much as I don't want to admit it, there is. It makes me put my guitar down. Because I love to play. I just do. I have 40 plus guitars staring at me at all times, and I just I love to play.
There you go. Well, I don't want to hold you up all day. Hey, any plans down the road for another album, or what's the future hold for Mark Slaughter and Slaughter besides touring and certainly promoting Hey Halfway There and Hey You?
Well, I'm working on still working on a promotion for this album, but I am in recording right now. Between all these shows, I am working on some new material. So the new material will be making its way at some point, some way. And really, really looking forward to, again, when it has that hardcore that we were just speaking of, something that people can really identify with, then I'll release it. So that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those songs that are not only a soundtrack to my life, but to those listeners that they can identify. But till then, I'll be out with Slaughter. I have a lot of shows, and it's been a complete blessing. So thank you to all the people for all the years. Thank you for being there, for not only my music, for all music, and educating people of some great stuff. So thank you so much.
My pleasure, Mark. I've been always a fan and love what you do, and I don't think you get enough credit for the charity work that you also do. United States Special Operations Forces, St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You're always giving back, and that makes me even a bigger fan, and I'm looking forward to doing my best to get to see you and meet with you Friday night at the Turning Stone. I can't get down to Long Island Wednesday, but if I don't see you at the Turning Stone, I will definitely mark my calendar to get to Mohegan Sun to keep supporting you. And I know you do the Northern Lights Orchestra and everything you do. So please go out, buy Halfway There. It's on iTunes, on Amazon. Check out other Slaughter show tours, dates, slaughterusa.com. Mark's a great guy. I can't wait. I'm glad to be able to do my part for you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much, Pat. And again, look forward to seeing you. Let me know when you're going to be making it to the show so we can roll those dice and have a drink, all right?
There you go, my man. Mark Slaughter. Thanks, Mark. Safe travels, and we'll talk soon.
much, Pat. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Bye now.